What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Big Fight Field channel, where we speak the truth, we're honest, and we give our takes on the Miami Dolphins. It is Monday, September 18th, 2023. Here to give a little bit more notes about last night's Sunday Night Football win over the New England Patriots. We got some news today about wide receiver Jaylen Waddle, and also you see in the title, after this win, the Miami Dolphins are set up in a pretty good position. So we are going to talk about that as well. What do I mean by that? Dolphins have potential to do some shit with these next 4 games. That's all I'm going to say. We'll talk about that last. But there were some missed pointers that I missed out. There's some stuff that we found out today, some stuff that I found out last night after I got done recording. Just a little bit of nitpicking and taking nuggets that I forgot to talk about last night and talk about it here. The game got over about 16 hours ago. So game hasn't even been 24 hours yet. But yeah, the Dolphins won. The fourth quarter was not comfortable to watch, but they got it done, and that's all that matters. 24-17, they got the win over the New England Patriots, and it's on to the Broncos this week, man. And you cannot underestimate the Denver Broncos. I know that we are 7-point favorites going into this game. The Broncos are 0-2. They just blew a huge lead to the Washington Commanders. But you cannot underestimate the Denver Broncos. You cannot underestimate Sean Payton. That man is more than likely a Hall of Fame coach, and you cannot take this game lightly with him coaching on the sideline. You also have the Dolphins when they were tampering for Sean Payton, and you have Vic Fangio, who got fired from the Denver Broncos. So this is going to be a personal game, and we'll talk about it when we get to the preview. But before we get into anything today, go ahead and check out last night's post-game recap video, about 35 minutes long. It'll be at the end of this video in the last 20 seconds. It'll pop up on the screen. All you have to do is click on it, and it'll take you to the video. But of course, don't go to it until this video is over, because we got some things to talk about. So let's dive into it. I'm not going to take up much time. I'm only going to be 20 so minutes with this video. Maybe not even. It might be a little bit lower than that. But the first thing I want to talk about was Tyreek Hill. And Tyreek Hill said some stuff on New England Patriots fans last night. And I'm guessing that when he was going back to the locker room after the game, some Patriot fans said some harsh words to Tyreek Hill about him, and he was asked about it. So let's take a listen to what Mr. Tyreek Hill had to say.
Oh, it felt tremendous, man. Those fans are, some of the worst fans in the NFL, and I'm gonna stand on that, man, because they are real nasty, and some of the things that they were saying wasn't, I wouldn't say in church. So yeah, it felt great to wave goodbye to the fans, and I'll do it again. Bye.
So basically, Tyreek was saying that the fans were really nasty to him. They were saying some really harsh things. I'm not going to get into what those harsh things are. I'm thinking I know what they are, but I'm not going to talk about it. And then he says that the things that they were saying to him, like Tyreek would never say in church. It just goes to show you how nasty Patriot fans are, man, and how nasty Boston sport fans are, and they've been nasty for my entire life. I hate Boston sport fans. I hate New York fans, and I hate Boston fans, and they're probably my top two most hated fan bases in the world. I don't really like Pittsburgh fans either, but Boston fans, they are just the absolute worst. And it's not like people that are like in like a different state that are fans of a Boston team. It's people that are from Boston, that live in Boston and cheer for Boston sports. Those people are just nasty, man, about what they say about other teams. And it goes back to the Celtics and the Miami Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals, man. Those fans are disgusting. And it's really, really unfortunate what Tyreek was probably told last night. And we had a very similar situation on Thursday night, but different, with Alexander Madison, the running back from the Minnesota Vikings, where Eagles fans were not talking shit about him. It was people that were sending him DMs on Instagram and Viking fans that were sending him really nasty, messed up DMs. And these guys we know, we see them every week on our screen playing the game that we all love, football, but these are real life human beings too. How do you think their family reacts to the stuff that fans say to their husband or how do you think their mom reacts to what things are said about their son? It's gross, man, and no NFL player should have to go through that. So I just wanted to address that situation because a lot of people were talking about it, and I wanted to chime in my 2 cents into it. But Jaylen Waddle was taken out of the game last night, and it was late in the fourth quarter. Tua down the middle pass to Jaylen Waddle. The ball was already incomplete at this point, and Marte Mapu directly hit Jaylen Waddle straight in the head. Waddle was down. They asked Tyreek Hill how Waddle was doing, and Tyreek said he spoke to Waddle in the locker room, and Waddle said that he's good. So that's how it was reiterated. Mike McDaniel did just come out in the press conference today and did note that Jaylen Waddle is in concussion protocol. He still does have a chance to play this week against the Denver Broncos. All he has to do is he has to have one limited practice between Wednesday and Friday, and then he will be questionable more than likely for the game on Sunday. And if he doesn't participate at practice this week, then he cannot play on Sunday against the Denver Broncos. Thanks, Marte Mapu. You are an absolute dirty you are a dirty football player, man. And the Patriot fans, they have the audacity to say that Marte Mapu was going for the football. Belichick had the audacity to say that as well. And he was screaming at the official. And you can clearly tell the ball was on the ground at this point. And Mapu came in and directly hit Jaylen Waddle straight in the head. It was not comfortable to watch. It was nasty. And Waddle was not able to return to the game. The game ended shortly after he got injured, but if the game had gone into overtime, Jaylen Waddle would not have been out on the field. So, wishing him the best. I'm not sure if he's going to play this week. We know the amount of concussions the Miami Dolphins dealt with last year, and it's no joke. So, hoping the best for Waddle, and I'm hoping that he's able to practice this week and he can play against the Denver Broncos, because I feel like Teron Armstead is almost there. I feel like he's going to play this week. We saw some videos from him at practice last week. He was running in drills. He was not wearing the red contact jersey. He was practicing. And I feel like the Dolphins felt good enough from what they got with Kendall Lamb that they're going to roll him out there for one more week and he was magnificent. He was really good last night, and it's going to roll into my next subject, which I didn't talk about last night, so I'm going to talk about it on here. Shout out to the Miami Dolphins offensive line, and shout out to Miami Dolphins offensive line coach, Butch Barry. Now, I don't know what this man is doing at practice. I don't know what the offensive line is doing at practice, but whatever they're doing, it's working because the last 2 weeks, week 1, they were great in week 1, and last night they were great again outside of Connor Williams. And we addressed it last night. I don't know how they're going to fix it, but fucking fix it, okay? That's the biggest issue with the offensive line right now is Connor Williams snapping the football. But besides that, man, this offensive line is doing awesome right now. Kendall Lamb has came in there, and he has been a really, really good left tackle. Isaiah Wynn is looking really good as well. Miles better than Liam Eichenberg. If he keeps playing like this, Liam Eichenberg is not touching the field this year, and it's better stay that way because no offense to Liam Eichenberg, I'm sure he's a great human being, but he's not a good left guard. He's not a good guard. And Isaiah Wynn is getting the job done when it comes to left guard. And then Robert Hunt, he's doing his thing. And then Austin Jackson, I'm seeing some progress, man. 3rd year, this is his last year, and I'm seeing progress from Austin Jackson. Now, again, it's week 2. We just got done the 2nd game of the season. You know, we still have 15 more games left this season. But as of right now, man, this offensive line is off to a really good start. Butch Barry, shout out to him because whatever he's doing, it's working, man. The offensive line looked really good again last night against 2 really good pass rushers again. Matthew Judon, who did get 1 sack, and Josh Uche. But the fact that after 2 games, the offensive line's only allowed 1 sack, and they're allowing Tua to get the ball out quickly and allow him to make his reads, it's really impressive. And more Dolphin fans need to talk about how good this offensive line is playing right now because it's impressive. It's really impressive how good they are playing right now. And I hope they keep it up, man. I really do. They got the Broncos this week. And, you know, I don't think they're a slouch on defense. I don't. And then finally, the last thing we'll talk about, and then I will get out of here for the day. Nice and easy, quick and painless video. The Dolphins start out the season 2-0, and I didn't talk much about it last night. But you look at their schedule, the Miami Dolphins are in a really good spot. And what do I mean by that is they started out the season 2-0 once again. Now, we cannot get comfortable like we did last year because once we got 3-0, injuries started happening and we lost 3 in a row. And we lost Tua for a couple games. We learned our lesson from last year since we started 3-0. We cannot get comfortable. We cannot get complacent. And we have to continue playing good football and stay healthy. That is the most important thing. This team needs to stay healthy because right now, luckily, with Teron Armstead out, the offensive line is doing really good. And that I'm proud of because they're proving a point to me. But if Tua goes out, man, we're screwed. We are screwed for the for the amount of games that he's out for. We need him to stay as healthy as possible. We need the offensive line to keep protecting Tua. Now the Dolphins, they went 2-0. They are 2-0. They defeated 2 AFC teams. They have 2 wins on the road, so they've proven that they can go on the road in critical games and win. Last night, division opponent, prime time, hostile environment, got the job done. Was it pretty? No, but they got the job done. And this is going to benefit them later on in the season, hopefully. So now, since they have 2 wins in the AFC East, 2 wins on the road, a win in their division, they're 1-0 in the division. You look at the Miami Dolphins' next 4 games, they have the potential to go 4-0. I think 3-1 at worst. You look at their next 4 games coming up. They play the Denver Broncos on Sunday, which is a home game. Then week 4, they go to Buffalo to face the good old Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen, which is going to be a critical game. If the Miami Dolphins, this is the game that is going to prove to me if the Dolphins have jumped the ladder to the next level as far as AFC East teams go. If the AFC teams go, if they've jumped the ladder and they're now one of the top best teams in the AFC. This is the game against Buffalo that's going to prove to me the Dolphins are here. The Dolphins are a top 3 team in the AFC. So they go to Buffalo week 4. Then they play the Giants at home week 5, which we don't know the severity of Saquon's ankle injury. We don't know. So we might not even have to play Saquon that game. And then we play the Carolina Panthers at home, which is a really young, rebuilding, up-and-coming team. So our next 3 out of 4 games, the Broncos, the Giants, the Panthers, all of them are at home. All those teams struggling to begin the season. The Miami Dolphins, after those 6 games, worst case scenario, unless God forbid anything goes wrong, like an injury to Tua, the Dolphins are looking at 5-1, possibly 6-0 if they can go to Buffalo and win the game, and win that game. So that win last night was huge because now they're 2-0. They've started out the season 2 games on the road, and they won both of them. And now they're rewarded with 3 out of 4 games at home against 3 teams that are really struggling. And yeah, the Giants won yesterday, but they were down by 3 touchdowns to the Cardinals. And obviously, the Cardinals, they're tanking for Caleb Williams. And the Giants, I'm not overlooking any team we play on the schedule. Like, every game is going to be tough. The Giants, though, don't scare me without Saquon. They just don't. And I think, if Saquon plays, that's going to be a dogfight. That's going to be a really good game. But looking at these next 4 games, we're 2-0 right now. Miami Dolphins have the possibility of being 6-0 after October 15th and once they play the Carolina Panthers. Where do we go after that? We'll find out. We got a long way to go, but right now, we got to hope Jaylen Waddle's okay. We got to hope he practices a couple times this week. I don't know if he's going to play. It's Monday. Practice. We'll see the injury report on Wednesday. And I don't know if I'm going to guess that he's not going to play I mean, I'm going to guess he's not going to practice on Wednesday. So we'll see what happens on Thursday. But that's all I got for you guys. Very quick video, 20 minutes. I'm getting out of here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you have not already, be sure to subscribe to the Big Fight Fuel channel. We got some more content coming up for you guys Wednesday. I'm pretty sure it is going to be a double upload. We will do NFL picks for week 3. By the way, I have a 9-5 record going into tonight with the Saints and Steelers. So let's see how it goes, man. Doing better than I did last week. So we'll do NFL picks, and then I'm going to be reviewing AEW Grand Slam, and that's going to be on Wednesday. And then Thursday is going to be the preview for the Miami Dolphins, Denver Broncos, Week 3 game. Cannot wait for that one. And then, of course, Sunday, after the Broncos-Dolphins game, post-game recap video here on the Big Fight Fuel channel. Subscribe, comment down below, hit the like button if you like what you heard from me, and follow me on Twitter at Colin_Joseph. And I will see you guys Wednesday for my Week 3 picks here on the Big Fight Fuel channel. Have a good night. Stay safe. And as always, stay classy. And fins up.